Namaskaram. In part 1, we saw about how Patti Sriramulu left behind a comfortable life as an engineer to follow the principles of M.K. Gandhi and his sacrifice towards the Indian freedom struggle. But after India gained its independence in the year 1947, a new struggle started. It was not over then. A struggle for identity, a struggle for language, a struggle for self-respect. At that time, the Telugu-speaking community, parts of Kannada-speaking community, parts of places where Malayalam was spoken, was all together under a single presidency, the Madras state, which was predominantly administrated by the Tamil leadership. And in the city of Madras, that is today's Chennai, there was too much of persecution, there was too much of exploitation that these communities, especially the Telugu-speaking community, had to face. And that became a question of their self-respect, where the rest of India knew all of these people by the only phrase, that is Madrasis. And that is what history tells us. A nation which is so culturally vibrant, a nation which is so ethnic, which is so diverse, required a moment where many people believed their language, culture, and interest were not being properly represented. And that is when they demanded for a separate state for the Telugu-speaking people. This was a demand that was there from a long period of time, even when the British rule was there in India. It was some demand that started in the early 1900s. And that went on even after independence, where the government was just ignorant and they kept on delaying the decision. And it went on. Patti Sriramulu, who was a man who was deeply influenced by the Gandhian ideology, he made multiple attempts. He wanted equality, and he always believed that change required personal sacrifice. And he always told that sacrifice is something that will for sure bring justice. To him, the demand for an Andhra state or a separate state for the Telugu-speaking people was not politics, but a matter of self-respect. When multiple repeated attempts failed by other people and Patti Sriramulu himself, Patti Sriramulu decided to take a drastic step. He was a man with the utmost willpower. He was a very strong man. On October 19, 1952, he began a fast unto death. The fast began in Madras, today's Chennai, at the residence of freedom fighter Bulusu Sambamurthy Garu. His demand was straight and simple: creation of a separate Andhra state, and including Chennai, that is including Madras, that is today's Chennai, in that state, because they always believed the Telugu-speaking community contributed the maximum for the development of that city. It's his view. The then Prime Minister was Jawaharlal Nehru, and the Chief Minister was C. Rajagopalachari, also known as Rajaji, who were very ignorant, and they thought, oh, this issue can be resolved, it will not last for some days. But they forgot that it was Patti Sriramulu. The fast went on. Days passed. 10 days, 20 days, 40 days. Patti Sriramulu's body became weak. He did not even have a single drop of water, not even a single molecule of rice. When leaders from all over, even the Andhra leaders requested him to stop, he refused. He told his life is not greater than the cause. Finally, after 58 days of fasting, there came the day, the 15th of December 1952, and Patti Sriramulu left his body. He had given his life for the dream of an Andhra state. But the irony was so sad that in Telugu they say, Patti Sriramulu garu poyina roju nalaguru Telugu kuda raledu. It is a very sad state of affair. And when the famous Ghantasala garu, who was also in the city of Chennai, went out and cried and spoke loudly that is these people for whom you sacrificed your life. And that is when the Telugu people woke up. The news spread like wildfire across the whole presidency, the whole state. I'm sorry for calling it a presidency. The Madras city, the Chennai city was burned. The city was halted. The jolt was such that it shook tables in Delhi. Railways were stopped, government buildings were attacked, massive demonstrations took place. Everything came to an halt. The government realized the situation was uncontrollable And under massive public pressure, the government, the Prime Minister, announced the formation of the first linguistic state in India, the state of Andhra, on October 1st, 1953. And the first Chief Minister was Prakasham Pantulu Garu. This historic decision fulfilled the sacrifice of Potti Sriramulu. But today, I feel sad that some people, let's leave others aside, but the people of the Telugu community also have forgotten his sacrifice, and it brings immense sadness to know that we are in such a state of affairs where they have forgotten the founder of the state. But yeah, and that is why I'm here to educate you as a tribute on his birth anniversary. And in 1953, the government created State Reorganization Commission. A quiet man, a peaceful protest, a sacrifice that lasted for 58 days. That sacrifice that gave birth to the state of Andhra and forever changed the structure of India, the regional map of India. And this is why history remembers him as Amarajeevi Potti Sriramulu. Some revolutions are fought with swords, some with guns. But Potti Sriramulu proved that sometimes a fast and an unbreakable will can change the nation. His sacrifice did something bigger. It sparked a nationwide movement demanding state-based languages, states based on language. And that is when each and every person who is proud that they are living in a state which was carved based on their language have to remember this person, because he was the igniting factor. His sacrifice was the igniting factor for that to happen. I want to just conclude with few words in Telugu. Oka manishi prana tyagam తన ప్రజల ఆత్మగౌరవాన్ని నిలబెట్టింది. ప్రాణం పోయినా పర్లే, ప్రజల గౌరవం నిలబడాలి అని ఆ మనిషి 58 రోజులు కష్టపడి నిరాహార దీక్ష చేసి ప్రాణత్యాగం చేసినాడు. ఈ మనిషిని మనము ఎప్పుడూ స్మరిస్తూ, మనం ఎప్పుడు గుర్తు చేసుకుంటూ ఉండడమే మనము ఆయనకి ఇచ్చే గౌరవం. ఇది అమరజీవి పొట్టి శ్రీరాములు గారి త్యాగ కథ. ధన్యవాదాలు. జై హింద్.